Hello and welcome back to Exeter City. I know it's been a little bit of a while, hope you've been enjoying the F1 content between here and then. But I did say that Football Manager wasn't done with, the Exeter journey wasn't done with, and we are going to conclude this before the next FM comes out, at least, so let's get you caught up. There's been a fair few games since we last met as well, actually, which of course was the Leeds third round replay, which we did triumph in, followed by 2 draws. A frustrating 1-1 against Leicester, a less frustrating 2-2 against Manchester United, although 89th minute equaliser. Carlos Eduardo helped us beat Manchester City and Aston Villa by way of a penalty, 2 goals by Prieto in that one to boot, and then a 92nd minute winner against Chelsea, which at the very least stopped extra time in that game. I don't know if there's still replays in the 4th round, but if there are, thank God for Pereira. We were 3-1 down in that game. Away from home, that was quite good. And then it went a bit wrong in the Premier League. Markovic making that game look a little bit closer than it probably actually was. 2 goals to them in the first half an hour. Markovic getting 1 back in the second half, but sadly, no further than that. Carlos Eduardo missed a penalty. And then Liverpool trounced us, sort of. They were 3-0 up within 24 minutes, Reina Diaz and Nicola Ravella, traitor. It pains me to see Ravella score against me. I love him. I was about to say, second half saw us change things up, but Pereira scored in the 45th plus 6. I thought the game had broken at that point because it went to 51 minutes in the first half. Fully certain why there were 6 minutes of extra time in that first half, but Pereira capitalised on that and got 1 back just before half time. We changed things up in the second half and went 5 at the back, which saw us bring things back to 3-3. Pedro ruined our hopes and dreams. But Liepzig and then the Carabao Cup final of Everton today. No Premier League action at all, but those 2 draws and 2 losses really. A lot of drop points there when you think about it. Despite beating Manchester City, who are behind us now, directly, 6th. We've got a good cushion on 6th, but we're now barest minimum 2 points behind Liverpool if they don't win the extra game that they've got against us, or 5 points if they do. Everton annoyingly in 3rd. But it's Leipzig today. It's Leipzig away from home. Leipzig not having a good season in the Bundesliga. Don't know why, but they are 12th. But with that in mind, I am just going to stick with the regular formation. This is what we switched to against Liverpool, by the way. But we're going to stay with the regular one for now, and I think actually Markovic and Segovia could be better the other way around. They are not, so they won't be. Avalos in goal is a question mark. Sanchez in goal. Small, Morato, Ampadu, Tiberio, Segovia, Markovic, Szymanski, Fernandez, Carlos Eduardo, and Prieto. Full first team actually available to us, really, apart from Aaron Martin at left back. Small will step in. He's been asking to leave for ages, despite the fact he is getting game time now. Casual reminder, his agreed playing time is squad player, and he has 9 starts and 12 substitute appearances. If that doesn't scream squad player, I don't know what does. But otherwise, we are full first strength, and I'm just putting Sanchez in goal because, annoyingly, he's been better in goal, and he is my cup goalkeeper, and this is technically a cup. It's a Leipzig team that does still have Dominic Szoboszlai in it, despite my attempts to sign him over the last summer. I did manage to sign him on my Hanover stream save, which if you managed to catch before the F1 content happened, then you'll know he's doing absolute bits over there. I believe he has something like 25 goal contributions in about 17 starts and an 8-point-something rating currently. And he's doing that from a central midfielder attack role in a double volante formation that you will have seen before on the channel if you're a long-time viewer. It's the Tenerife formation, just adapted for FM22. And Adeyemi goes close early on. Sanchez with a save, a crucial save. Ruggieri to Kuksu. Don't know how to pronounce his surname, to be honest. 3 of the letters have accents of some kind. Guri to Ruggieri. Palacios. Orkan. I'm just going to get first name, and that was annoyingly well worked. This is irritatingly well worked. Guri not offside because of the defenders in the middle, and then Orkan just lays it off for Guri to smash it through the gap because Sanchez inexplicably decided to position himself behind my defenders and left that entire side of the goal wide open. Tiberio will not find Fernandez there because Dominic Szoboszlai is in the way. Adeyemi, Gonçalo Estevez. Ampadu with an excellent clearance, really, when you think about it. Palacios going irritatingly close from that distance. For a volley clearance, that was fantastic. Fernandez has been offside 3 times in the first 40 minutes. 0, sort yourself out. Prieto, there is a run there that was not capitalised upon. Tiberio, Ampadu will find Segovia now. Hesham suspended, sorry. I just realised it wasn't full first strength. Adeyemi is offside here, I'm pretty certain. He wasn't. We were just terrible. It's not a particularly dominant performance from either team. Really wish I brought an extra defender on this bench now, but we're going to try it. Because it was actually really effective against Liverpool. It brought us right back into that game. We were being utterly mauled to start with in that first half. The XG graph at least was wildly off in the first half, and then Second half, we brought it back with the new formation. Szymanski on the corner. I haven't altered the corner, I've just realised, because that was Stuart Smith underneath that one, and that is not who I want there. That should do us. Morato and Eduardo now back on the targets for the corners. I mean, we are staying in this. Tiberio's had a poor one, so Castillo comes on there. Szymanski is tired, but he is our set-piece taker, so I think Markovic on a booking will come off. Oh what? Stuart Prazert. It's an attacking-minded change, Markovic for Prazert. He does have capabilities in midfield, so that's fine. I've just realised he was the roaming playmaker. Understand your tactic is a key part of this. Okay, late highlight. Not a lot happened in this half, really. In fact, fairly soon the only other highlight I've seen so far was the corner, which was wrong. So, it's a chance for Soberslight. At the very least, we've kept ourselves in it for now. If we can nick a very late equaliser, that'll be wonderful. Fernandez, running, still running, tackled, still running. Alvarez is down, and we've kicked the ball out of play. And even more hilariously, they've not given us a drop kick because that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in Football Manager, it's just gone straight to a throw from them. If they were to score from this, I know this is probably just end of game highlight, it's just because something vaguely interesting is folded into that period of time. If they were to score from this, I'm going to be very annoyed. We're still continuing, a full minute over the allotted time. There we go. It's not horrendous, but it could have been better. We were the underdogs out there and you gave it your best. I'm far from pleased. What are you talking about, assistant manager? How are we underdogs? Stave off any morale with the team talk, that's gone well. Ironically, literally after pointing out he has literally been a squad player, Small's now happy. Sort playing time out, please. Please. I said it on stream recently, actually. My main wish for FM23 is it to be FM22, but working. I quite frankly don't really need any more flashy features for the game. I just want all the actual features that are already in here to work properly. Because quite frankly, that will just make it feel like a brand new game anyway. First Carabao Cup. Bayern Munich are about to secure qualification in February to something. February. Right then. So after getting over himself, he's then just injured himself because he's fallen awkwardly in a training session. That's one of my least favourite sentences in Football Manager. Falling awkwardly during a training session. How do you break your hand by falling awkwardly? How has he managed that? How did he manage to get enough momentum to break his hand during a fall? What was he doing, putting up banners in the stadium? I'll tell you what, I'm glad that Fulham gave us Stuart Smith then. Otherwise we wouldn't have a left back. And yeah, we are good to go. Sanchez, Smith, Morato, Ampadu, Tiberio, Segovia and Markovic. Hesham good for 75, he's on the bench. Szymanski, Fernandez, Eduardo and Prieto remain up front. Eduardo's asking for a contract. I did offer him one, he just wouldn't agree to anything sensible, so I'm sure we'll be able to circle around and get that at a semi-sensible at least. He wanted like 90 grand himself. I tried to get him down to 60, just wasn't having any of it. I think if we can agree to 70, it would be alright. I just effectively needed one more round of negotiation to get him to a place where I'd be okay with. Cavalo's still at Everton, along with Michaelenko and Godfrey. Not using Pickford for this, who I think is still within the age bracket to be a competent goalkeeper even in 2029. So I think they might be using their backup goalkeeper as well as ours. The same as us. Just my backup goalkeeper is Robert Sanchez. Fernandez. Their backup goalkeeper is a real person, he just doesn't have a face, so I'm gonna guess he's a bit of a youngster somewhere. Smith, Morato, Segovia. It's hooked forward to Prieto on the right-hand side, who puts the ball in for Carlos Eduardo, and that is Carlos Eduardo's 30th goal of the season. In the previous calendar year, he scored 33 goals in 34 appearances, gaining him Brazil's Best Europe-Based Player Award with an average rating of 7.64. Get those numbers in the right order. It's a rating and goal scoring record that didn't see him enter the top 3 in Player of the Year, full stop, despite the fact the third best Player of the Year had an average rating of 7.4. 33 goals in 34. He's clearly one of the best players in world football at this point in time. But it's Leon Bailey with a corner, defended by Carlos Eduardo in fact. Diamandi, that's 6'8", getting in the way in both boxes. Cavalo is offside here. We're fine. And my offside sensors were indeed correct this time. I mean, he looked like he was tracking back from an offside position when he received that ball, so that one a little bit more nailed on than the one I got wrong in the last game. That would have been his 30th goal had it gone in and counted. Miles off. It's nice to see Dominic though. Player, of course, that we've had on 2 previous saves so far. Smith, Segovia, Morato, Markovic. Segovia hooks it forward and this time it's Fernando. Oh my lord. Is he onside for this? Well, he's gone off and celebrated and there's not even any concern of offside here, so I think we're good, and I think that was sensational. Segovia here, yeah, he's played on by the man in the middle. The goalkeeper has had an absolute nightmare and is trying to defend a goal that doesn't exist somewhere near the corner flag. Diamandi turns quite nicely and actually gets away from our right back, but oh, it wasn't the right back, it was Szymanski. Okay then, with the goalkeeper, hoops it forward. Fernandez, not the one to be targeting in that front 3. We have specific player instructions on the goalkeeper to aim at Carlos Eduardo. It's not even aim at target forward, it's aim at Carlos Eduardo specifically. Michaelenko, Bailey, or the position that Carlos Eduardo's in, Cavalo in, ridiculous. As the text says at the bottom, now that's football! And Leon Bailey doing more in Football Manager than he has done in a year and a tiny bit in the Premier League. Imagine if Leon Bailey was doing that for Aston Villa. Imagine the points in FPL. I love the fact that everyone had him week 1 and then by week 3 he's gone out of everyone's teams. Dear Mandy. Although, of course, I am recording this. I'm recording this before any F1 managers come out, so by the time this actually gets live, Leon Bailey might have done something. I have no idea. I'm happy, but also I have faith. They bring on Yankov, who what's happened? Morato's on a yellow card here. I'm slightly concerned because it's his name that's highlighted. Okay, so some kind of double jeopardy thing's activated there and he's not been booked again. Oh, it's a penalty for us. I've just got it completely right. It's Morato that's been pushed. Carabao finishes that off. Lovely. I didn't even recognise which box we were in. Eduardo. Straight down the middle, pretty much. Just saw Morato and assumed it was him giving it away, not receiving the penalty. Stuart Smith has had a 0% cross-completion ratio. Bailey to put this one in, and Morato is the one to clear. No danger of a penalty being given away from him there either. Bailey, put the ball in. Easy as you like if he's onside. I mean, he's taken the ball, so I'm going to presume he's onside here. It's a muted celebration other than the ball carrying. He's behind the ball, isn't he? It's effectively a byline cross, isn't it, from Bailey here? Yeah, not only is Calvert-Lewin behind the ball, he's behind my left back, Smith, who went to close down Bailey. And now at 3-2, I don't really know what to do in terms of shouts. Markovic with another poor one, a 6.4 and a booking. It's a little concerning. Calvert-Lewin is not going to get to that. Morato will. Szymanski down to Markovic. Eduardo. Segovia. It's Smith forward to Fernandez. Fernandez gets himself out of trouble there, and it's Eduardo to have a relatively close header from that distance. I was about to make a reference to this week's football, but of course by the time this goes live, it's going to be about 2 weeks old. I was going to say it reminds me of the Kiefer Moore header for Bournemouth, but against Arsenal. Heshimon for Markovic seems the sensible thing to do there, and quite frankly, I don't really know what to do elsewhere. It's Prieto over a free kick. He's not scored one of these ever? I don't know, he might have scored one at some point. Result on corner though. Morato heads it down and Szymanski's got to be offside. He is. What a stupid pass that was. Tiberio off for Castillo. Can't take Smith off because there's literally nothing I can do with him. Szymanski with another corner. I'm hovering over Segovia here. For Mansley. Bailey heads on to no one. Dele Alli still at Everton and has just come on. Castillo. Prieto. Dele Alli's younger than you think he is, but in 2029 he's got to be early 30s at the very least. Castillo. Cleared. Ikone. Recovered by Smith. Segovia to put the ball through the middle for Szymanski, and it's on a plate. Lervik has done very well there. Szymanski was apparently offside. I think someone who wasn't actually involved in that has been flagged as offside there, because Szymanski was fine. So if it had been a goal, I'd be furious right now. Mansley's come on here, and I probably put him in the wrong way around, really. But, I mean, the fact that Carlos Eduardo's second in that line is quite hilarious with the height difference there between him and literally the rest of the team. But you get to see someone who isn't me receive this. I'm stood off to the side like an absolute lemon. I still don't know why. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know why the manager is not involved in the celebrations on the platform. But red and white confetti here at Wembley, which has appropriately given us red and white dugouts. I mean, that feels slightly biased. Who was the cartwheel? It wasn't the goalkeeper. The cartwheel, I believe, was Ciro Fernandez. And it was a little bit a battle of the informed strikers. Calvert-Lewin and Carlos Eduardo, they're both up there in the Premier League. Top goal scorers. Yankov came on and got a 6.2. We looked at him last time, I think we played Everton, because I thought he might be a new gen, and he wasn't. Bulgaria, Canada, England, what an array of nationalities. But obviously, I'll see you for the second leg against Leipzig. That will be the closer of the next episode. We'll do the Chelsea game that precedes it alongside that. Got to deal with Brentford in the FA Cup and Arsenal in the Premier League. Arsenal for what feels like the 18th time this season now. But the Chelsea game preceding Leipzig, that'll be the next episode. I'll see you again on that one, and that will be, in theory, on Thursday. As I say, recording this quite in advance, so schedule could change a little bit, but I'm expecting these Football Manager episodes to go live on the Monday and the Thursday. So I'll see you soon for that. Hopefully we can turn around a 1-0 deficit. Thank you for watching. Ta-ra.